Okay, so as the election continues, right now we're joined by Paul Pomerleau, and he is running in Fort McMurray Conklin for the NDP party. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, I'm happy to come here and talk about the NDP platform.
So, just for people at home that might not know a lot about you, just tell me a little bit about your background and why you decided to run.
Uh, I was born in Alberta, in St. Paul, Alberta, lived in St. Edward, Alberta, most of my young years, 12 years, well, until grade 12, 1970. And then I moved into Edmonton and went to university, got a Bachelor of Education, and pursued education. Actually, I was a teacher for 1 year, then went back and finished my degree the next year, and became an electrician. So I've got two hats. One's uh, the teacher hat, and one's the electrician hat. And I've been doing that, and computers. I've done that since 1977. So I started the electrical 77, finished in 81, and I've been flipping back and forth between electrician, teacher, and computer specialist. And lately, since 2003, since 2003, I've been working in Fort McMurray area. At first, I was working in camps, and then I started taking resident calls. So I bought my own property, and I've got a condo in Nabassan, and I pay taxes in Fort McMurray and live in Nabassan when I'm working in Fort McMurray area. So I've been doing that since 2008, off and on. And that's pretty well it. I've been very involved with my union, and my union got involved with the NDP, and I subsequently got involved with the NDP, and I've been supporting them since about 2003. So at first, I got involved when I wrote a letter concerning some issues I had with what the contractors were doing to the electricians. And Ray Martin answered me and said, "Come and see me." So I went to see him, and David Egan read my letter in the legislature. And ever since then, I've been NDP.
So now, as this election heats up, some of the topics that are really, really a big deal up here in Fort McMurray, one of them obviously is Highway 63, the safety of that, and trying to get it to be twinned as fast as possible. How do you think the NDP can make that possible?
Okay, even in approximately about 2005, I was with the Safe 63 committee. We were pushing for twinning of Highway 63 then, and I'm really surprised that we have not twinned it yet. And I think the way to do it, I might be wrong, but I know that the federal government is giving money, so they're kind of, what I've been told is migratory birds are nesting and they can't build there, and caribou are calving and they can't build that part of the highway. But still, it's a very long highway and we still have not built it. So what I would do as a rep, I would ask to prioritize the sections to be built. Okay, we can't build where the caribou are calving. We can't build where the birds are migrating. Let's build somewhere else. And I was also told that in the debates that there was no contractors to do the work, but I have a hard time believing in that. It's the same with our oil industry. There's no contractors to build plants, but that's not true because you can go and bring in human resources from the States if you have to. So I don't believe, again, you could get companies from other provinces to help build it.
Now, here in Fort McMurray, one of the other big topics is that we have the senior care facility that still hasn't been built, and there's a lot of seniors that are really fighting right now to have that facility. What do you think the NDPs can do to support that?
Well, the NDP platform is to help the seniors, help all the people with social benefits. And one of the social benefits is like aging in place homes, senior citizens homes, pharmacare. What they said is they would increase the royalties that the oil industry is paying, while the bitumen producers are paying, and they would pass this on to the people, and they would pass the prosperity to the people. Now, I'm sure that would include Fort McMurray, and I would make sure that it would include Fort McMurray if I was elected in Fort McMurray.
Now, one of the big things up here in Fort McMurray is that we have the lowest voter turnout in all of Canada, a name that I know lots of people are trying to change. So how do you what's your inspiration to get people to come out and vote on Monday?
What we believe in is keep the bitumen in Alberta, process the bitumen in Alberta, keep the jobs in Alberta, don't send our jobs down the pipeline. And if you believe in this, you will come and vote on Monday. Otherwise, you will continue sending our prosperity down the pipelines to the States and China. So please, if that is an issue for you, come and vote on Monday. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for your time.